Hi guys, my name is Rafi and today I will show you guys how to calibrate a pH meter, and I will be measuring the pH of 3 different solutions. So to start off, the materials we're gonna need are pH meter, the pH electrode or the pH probe. I'll be using this arm because it gives me a really smooth movement of up and down, since the probe must be stored upright during the measurements. We're going to need a manual that shows the instructions on how to calibrate a pH, and it might be different for different pH meters, so make sure that you use the right one. We're going to need 3 colored buffers with fixed pH, pH of 4, pH of 7, and pH of 10. We're going to need a beaker and a deionized water in order to rinse our pH probe every time that we use the buffers. And the 3 solutions that I will be measuring the pH of are vinegar, DI water, and tap water. So to start off, you turn on your pH meter and you remove the cap on the pH probe. Once you remove the cap, make sure to add about 4 drops of pH buffer 4 into the cap for shortage after the experiment. So make sure that you do that once you're done. And then you want to go ahead and rinse the pH probe with DI water. So you make sure to wipe off the pH probe with Kim wipes. And then once everything is connected to the adapter and the power, from the measurement mode, press this little button right here to start the calibration process. And then as soon as you press that, the icon to the top will be showing. And if it says the pH on it, you want to go ahead and press the calibrate button. And then we already rinsed our pH probe with DI, and then we wiped it with Kim wipe. So now we're gonna go ahead and place the probe in pH buffer 7. So we'll be using the pH buffer 7. Make sure to submerge it all the way down. And you keep waiting until the pH stops flashing. When the pH icon stops flashing, the meter will display the temperature corrected pH value for the buffer. You want to go ahead and press calibrate to proceed to the next calibration point. And for the next calibration point, we're going to take off the pH probe from the pH 7 and make sure we cap the pH buffer and put it back in its place. We're going to go ahead and rinse the pH probe with DI water and wipe it with Kim wipes. And now on the screen it should say calibration 2, for which we're going to be using the pH of pH buffer 4. And submerge it all the way down. And just as the pH of 7, you wait until the pH stops flashing to proceed to the next. So again, when the pH icon stops flashing, the meter will display the temperature corrected pH value for the buffer. Once the pH is stopped, you're going to go ahead and push the calibrate button once again. Take out your probe from the pH buffer 4, cap it, put it into place, and you want to rinse the pH probe with DI water again, and make sure to wipe it with some clean Kim wipes. And we're going to proceed to the next point, at which we're going to be using the pH colored buffer 10 set it underneath, submerge it all the way down, and you wait until the icons of the pH stops flashing again. So it looks like the icon on the pH stopped flashing, so we're gonna go ahead and push the calibration button once again. So it's calibrating it. You take out the pH probe from the pH buffer 10. Want to go ahead and rinse that again with the DI water. And go ahead and wipe it off with some clean Kim wipes. So once you're done with the pH of 10 buffer, you want to go ahead and press the measure button, which saves it. That means the pH is calibrated, but we still need to do one more step, which is to set the continuous measurement settings. And to do that, you want to go ahead and press the setup button, and then you scroll over to until the top icon shows read. So if you keep going, it says the little arrow points at read. Once it's displayed that, you want to go ahead and press this little button right there, and then the same thing with type and the same thing with continuous. The little arrow will go back to the top line, and to return to the regular measurement mode, you want to click the measure button, which saves the pH calibration. Now your measurement is good and your pH meter is calibrated. So once the pH meter is calibrated, I want to go ahead and measure the pH levels of my 3 different solutions. So the first solution I'll be using is going to be the tap water, which I have in this 200 ml beaker. So I'll go ahead and place that underneath the pH probe. Make sure that you uncap the pH top, and once you have everything ready, you're going to go ahead and submerge the pH probe into the tap water. And this will tell me what the pH would be of this solution on the screen of pH meter. So as you can see on the pH screen, the pH is dropping. Once the pH icon stops flashing, that will tell me the correct pH of my solution, which is tap water. So it looks like the icon on the pH stopped flashing. That means the pH of my solution is 7.90. So once it's done, I know the pH of my tap water, which is 7.90. I take it out, put my beaker to the side, and put back the beaker of which I was rinsing the pH probe. You're gonna go ahead and rinse the pH probe, and then make sure to wipe it with Kim wipes. And once you're done with that, for the second solution, I want to go ahead and use the vinegar, which is also in a 250 milliliter beaker. I'm going to go ahead and place that underneath my pH probe and submerge the pH probe all the way underneath the vinegar. And since the vinegar is very acidic, the pH dropped significantly, and it keeps going down until the pH icon stops flashing. And since the pH icon stopped flashing, I know the pH of vinegar is 2.55 on this solution. So once I know that, I can take this, the pH probe out of the vinegar, place the vinegar on the side, put back the beaker for which I was rinsing my pH probe, go ahead and rinse it, and wipe it with Kim wipes. Put the beaker away, and for the last solution, I'll be using DI water. I'll go ahead and put that underneath the pH. DI water is also in a 250 milliliter beaker. I'm going to go ahead and submerge the pH probe all the way, and And I'll be looking at the screen again to see what the pH will be of DI water. Again, as soon as the pH icon stops flashing, that means this is the pH of my solution. And sometimes it might stop and then keep going, which happened in this case. So you keep waiting until it fully stops flashing. Now that it stopped, the pH of DI water is 4.66. I take it out of the beaker, put the DI water on the side. I want to make sure to rinse my pH probe again with DI water. Wipe it with Kim wipes. And since the DI water was my last solution, I am done with my measurement, so I can go ahead and put the cap back on. But you have to make sure that you put 4 drops of pH buffer 4, which I already did. So now that you're all done, you're gonna go ahead and cap the pH probe. Your pH meter is all calibrated, but as soon as you turn it off, you have to recalibrate it to get the right pH numbers. And all the waste that we have here needs to go to the right containers. And that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching.